Hey, this is Lorena. I want to do a quilter's life video for you and just kind of catch you up on some of the things I've been doing. Yeah, some of the things I've been doing this kind of holiday season. Like I said, I'm not much of a holiday person because I just feel so much pressure. Pressure. But I thought this would be a good quilter's life video, kind of catch you up on some of the things that I've been doing. I've had to work on my long arm quilting machine, so in several of the clips, I'm going to share with you some of the repairs I had to do. So yeah, let's do quilter's life. I'll see you in the working. All right, bye. One of the problems I was dealing with is when I would move my belt to the right or to the left, it was starting to knock. Computer would have the design a certain spot, and then as I move the belt or the long arm to the right side, it would misalign from the quilt itself. Well, I didn't know what it was, and so in this clip I'm going to share with you what I found out it was. Yeah, I had to take a part apart that was close to the computer area, and I found, you're not going to believe what I found. I found this screw, and then there's another screw right here. So you see the belt there? Do you see that? This groove right here? That had all the thread in it. I'm trying to get it to focus. And what happens when the belt would move, it would jam where the thread was the thickest, and then it'd jump. This was the troublemaker. Honestly, it's probably like 8 years worth of thread. Fix one little thing. This is what happens. I had to move the machine and everything. So now I've got to push the machine back and put everything back because I needed room to get over here. Where you saw that pulley before, this is the pulley, and you just take off this screw, and then there's another screw right here. If it knocks a little bit and then you find that on the computer the design is misaligned to your quilt, this is what could be happening. You probably have a bird's nest of thread in this area. Alright, one of the things we've been doing in my house is we have been painting one of my children's rooms. But I want you to see the strips up there. I got new furniture that I'm going to put in here. We put lights, LED lights, and I think I'm going to put some of these around my long arm. And this is what is called the LED strip lights. They were only like $30. They came in a roll. And it sticks to the wall. What do you do when you have a t-shirt, a border, and another border? And you have all this waviness. So one way I was trying to figure it out is tuck this within this border, and it took up a lot of the waviness. But the issue is now you see this kind of taper. It's not straight, okay? So then I was thinking that instead of doing that, I can take it here inside the t-shirt quilt. The border is still the same. Do you see how I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of maintain the integrity of the quilt without changing it? Now if I do it here, I'll have a slight pleat here. But you can see that this block is already kind of angling down. Tuck it inside the border, which I think that will probably be my best choice. So I'm going to just baste this down. I did shrink this border slightly. But just recently I got on my long arm, and for some weird random reason, the long arm power would just turn off, and then it turned on, and then it turned off, and I was freaking out because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it wasn't plugged right to the wall. I didn't know if maybe my power plug was losing juice somewhere. Everything else was staying on, but the power on my back computer, which powers the long arm, the head of my long arm, it was turning on and off. It took me 3 hours to kind of figure out what it was. So I'm sharing and saving you a couple hours of what it could be. Okay, I cut it off because this is my old one. It's this motor and main power control. This is what turns on your head of your machine. It also ignites the computer. You may not want to do this. I unplugged everything and I unscrewed everything to see if this was it. What happened is I have a heat press vinyl. It was also giving me some problems, and one of the things the lady told me is she had me pull the head off on my vinyl heat press. So the technician told me that if any of the wires are burnt or if any of the conductors are burnt or frayed, that could be a factor and I would need new ones. Well, on mine it wasn't. It was just that the pieces, these were not pushed in. So I guess because I had that issue there, I decided to see if maybe I could figure it out here without calling Gammill. Now initially, okay, let me just say this. If you have any technical problems with your Statler Stitcher or your Gammill, my recommendation is to call them. Yes, call them and they will troubleshoot. But this is what I did. I took this apart. Of course, everything was unplugged and I'm going to share with you what I saw. This wire is burnt. And because it was burnt, I was having electrical problems with my Gammill. It would turn on and work for a period of time and then turn off. And everything else seemed like it was okay. All my other wires, these were set in the way they should be. The only thing is I saw it was this wire right here. After I did this, I did call Gammill and ask them, I did ask them to troubleshoot for me. They did call me. I told them what I did, and they said that my wire is probably burnt and that I needed to order a new one. So Gammill did help me troubleshoot, even though I couldn't troubleshoot it myself. And I did fix it. I did figure it out. It made me really excited that I figured it out. Well, anyhow, I figured it out and I had to call Linda's Electric Quilting. I wanted to thank Linda's Electric Quilting, who is my supplier for my Gammill Statler Stitcher, for Gammill here in Texas. They did have one of these for me and they sent it to me and it got here like in a day or two. Even it came here in a day or two despite the fact that it was Thanksgiving.